Let's talk about hamstring flexibility. I get a lot of questions about how do I become more flexible? How do I make my hamstrings longer? Can you give me some stretches to do? And the truth of the matter is, if you want to actually make your hamstrings longer so that they are more mobile, resilient, and flexible, it's not about stretching. It's about engaging them in an eccentric way. I'm here to tell you how to do that. I'm going to take you through my personal favorite exercises that I use for this, and it will involve some traditional stretching, but only because the way that you engage a muscle eccentrically is by lengthening the muscle under pressure or tension, or asking the muscle to engage at its longest state. So sometimes it involves stretching, but it doesn't mean we stretch and let go and indulge. That's lovely, that's somatically delicious. That can still happen. That's just not the most effective way to make your hamstrings longer. So I'm going to take you through some things I like to do. If you feel pain at any point throughout this, stop doing it. So come onto your hands and knees. Hands below your shoulders, knees below your hips. Extend your legs into a plank position. Pike up into down dog. So we're in downward facing dog, and I just want you to stay here and bend one knee at a time and pedal your feet out, because you will probably feel some tension in your calves right away, and you don't want to feel distracted by that. Also, we're feeding our fascia some information by bending and extending through the knees, speaking to a fascial chain that runs along the whole bottom side of the foot and up the posterior chain of the body. Drop both heels down. Let your head be easy. Tip your tailbone up to the ceiling. Now lift your heel bones up and round your spine. Shift forward into an elephant position. So the back of my ribs are pushing up and the tailbone is tucking under. Then stick your tail up to the ceiling and drop your heels down. Try to stick your butt up. Do that again. Lift the heels and round your spine. Weight shifts forward. Drop your heels and arch your low back. 2 more times. Lift the heels and round your spine. Weight shifts into your hands. Drop your heels and stick your tail up. 1 more time. Lift the heels and round our spine. Drop your heels, stick your tail up. Hold. Bend your knees and look forward. In this position, your heels will have to come off of the mat, but you are trying to actively drive them down. And then let your head hang as you straighten your legs. Do that 2 more times. Bend your knees and look forward. You're not bending a lot. Your tailbone is still reaching up to the ceiling, and then drop your head and straighten your legs. 1 more time. We're just priming our legs and the whole backside of our body for some more intense work. Drop the head, combination. Start by lifting the heels and round the spine forward. You're an elephant. Shift back into downward facing dog. Bend your knees and look forward. Inhale. Exhale, straighten your legs, drop your head, lift the heels and tuck your tail to go forward, and then push your hips up to the ceiling. Bend your knees, look forward, inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs, lift the heels, tuck your tail to shift forward, shift your hips back, bend your knees, tail to the ceiling. Straighten your legs, drop your head, walk your feet in about 1 step. Bring your feet a little closer to each other than they were before, and then step 1 foot forward so it's halfway in between your legs and feet, your hands and your back foot. Shift your weight forward into your fingertips. Look forward. So in this position, the weight of my body is mostly in my front foot, and it's in the ball of my foot. It is not in the heel of my foot. My back heel is off the floor. Lower your back heel into the floor. Shift your weight back. You will feel an intense hamstring stretch on your right leg. I want you to pause and pull the right hip behind you. Keep your right hip pulling back so you maintain good hip alignment, and shift your weight forward. Your weight comes all the way into the ball of the foot, and then shift your weight back until your back heel touches the floor. Your right hip is pulling behind you. 1 more time. Shift your weight forward all the way until the ball of the foot is holding the weight. Shift back. Step that foot back and switch legs. Let your head hang. Shift your weight forward. All the way forward, abs drawing in and up. You could lift this heel off the floor. You're not going to yet. And then shift your weight back. 2 more. So you are queuing up your hamstring here. Both hip points are facing straight forward.
so that your shoulders and hips are just as they were in a plank. It's just that our legs are split. We shift forward all the way until the weight is in the ball of the foot, and then we shift back, we replace the foot back and switch legs. The first leg comes forward. Shift your weight into that foot and hold. Your fingertips are still on the mat. Let your back foot leave the mat now. Drop the head and tuck your tail. Push your hips forward, keeping your hands on the mat, and then arch your back. Do that 2 more times. Abs draw in and up, tuck your tail and push your hips forward with the weight in the ball of the foot, and then arch the back. 1 more time. Tuck the tail under. The weight is forward. You're an elephant. Shift back, step your back foot back and switch legs. The other foot is forward. Let your head hang for a moment. Shift forward, just like we did for the other exercise. And now that your weight is forward, your weight is in that ball of the foot, drop your head and tuck your tail. Your back foot is off of the mat. Keep your back foot off the mat. Look forward, stick your tail to the ceiling. 2 more. Tuck the tail under, draw the abs in and up. The weight is in the ball of the foot and the hip points are pressing forward. The hips are square toward the front edge of the mat. 1 more time, your back is arched and then you tuck your tail and you round your spine. Your weight is still in the ball of your foot. Arch your back, step your back foot back, both feet are back. So we're in a really short down dog now. Hold for a breath. Bring your first foot forward again. Stay there. Inhale, exhale, shift your weight forward. Back foot leaves the floor right away. Tuck the tail and drop the head. Abs scooping in and up, just be on 1 fingertip of each hand. Stay there. See if you can let go of the mat and then touch the mat 3 times. You're in elephant, but you're looking at the mat to help you balance. So your tail is tucked under. The abs are drawing in and up. Replace your hands to the mat, back foot down, front leg moves back, we switch sides. The other foot comes forward and you hold. Take a breath. Shift your weight forward. Back foot leaves the floor. Round your spine. Abs scoop in and up. You come up to the fingertips. You just have 1 fingertip from each hand on the floor. Now you keep your spine rounded as you test your balance a couple times. So the weight is in the ball of the foot and the tail is tucking under. The abs are scooping in. Hands to the mat, back foot back, front leg moves back, return to the first side. Same concept but with a flat back. So you shift forward. Now instead of being an elephant, stick your tail to the ceiling, back foot leaves the floor. Now, your weight is in your heel bone now. Keep your weight shifting back, your tailbone is reaching back, and see if you can just be on your fingertip. This might be too much. This might be all you can do. If you don't feel safe in your hip, do not take your hands off. I feel safe in my hip, so I'm gonna take my hands off for a moment. I'm gonna replace them down. I'm gonna do that 2 more times. I'm gonna take my hands off and then down. 1 more time. Replace the foot back, switch legs. Take a breath. Shift your weight forward. Butt is sticking up to the ceiling, the back is flat. My weight is now more in my heel than in my toes. Just 2 fingertips on the mat. This might be all you can do. If you can do more, take your hands off for a moment. Test your balance a couple times, but your back is flat. Hands down, both feet back. Take a breath. Returning to your first side. Combo, shift your weight forward. First look forward, stick your tail out. The back foot is off of the floor. Tuck your tail under. Slowly roll up to standing. You should feel the back of your thigh working to help you stand up. You inhale at the top, you're tall. As you exhale, look down and round down. Now the abs are drawing in and up. Think elephant on your way down. Tail is curled under. You're tucking your tail all the way. When you reach the mat, the fingertips touch and you curl right back up 2 more times. Tail curls under. Foot is pushing down into the mat. The abs scoop in and up. You're tall at the top. Lift through your waistline and then look down. Try not to lean backwards. Keep your weight a little forward in the ball of the foot as you round your spine. The hip points are pressing forward. When your fingertips reach the mat, you curl right back up. Tuck the tail under to come up. You're tall at the top. And then you round back down. Abs drawing it up. You are using your hamstring to stabilize here. Fingertips to the mat. Back foot replaces back. Front leg moves back. We switch sides. Other foot comes forward. Breathe. Shift into the front foot. Back foot's off the mat. drop the head, tuck the tail. Look at the mat to help you balance. Abs draw in and up first. You slowly roll up with the ribs hugging in and the pelvis pushing forward. When you reach the top, you inhale, you're tall, and then exhale, look down and round down. Tail curls under, abs drawing in and up. The weight is in the ball of your standing foot. When your fingertips reach the mat, you curl the tail under and roll right back up. Ribs hug in, hips press forward. Your weight is forward in the ball of the foot. Abs engaged. Inhale, you're tall. Exhale, look down and round down. Abs drawing in and up. The weight is in the ball of the foot. One more time. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, curl the tail under. Push your hip points forward. They stay square in front of you. You inhale at the top. And then as you exhale, you slowly round down again. Hips are pressing forward. Abs scooping in. When your fingertips reach the mat, plant your hands. Back leg down. Front leg back to meet it. Take a breath in your down dog. We'll take a little rinse here. Lift the heels and shift forward to elephant 3 times. And then arch your back, shift back to down dog. 2 more, lift the heels and tuck your tail, ribs hug in. Drop the heels, stick the tail to the ceiling. 1 more time, lift the heels and round the spine forward. Drop the heels, stick your tail out. Last one here. Step your first foot forward again. Hold. Shift your weight forward. You can do whatever you want with your back leg, but you want it off of the mat. Now you're coming up with a flat back. So look forward and stick your tail out. If you need to bend your knee a little, that's fine. I need to on this side. And then when you're all the way up to standing, straighten the leg, stand tall, abs drawing in and up. Now you're gonna pitch forward with a flat back. Doesn't matter what your back leg does. What matters is that you initiate with the tailbone sticking up. Only go as low as you feel safe going. So you're only going as low as you can maintain neutral. So that's it for me. And then you come back up in neutral. So your spine is in the same shape. You're just hinging from the hip. Start by tipping your tailbone up to the ceiling. So sit bone lifts up to pitch forward. This is our hamstring getting longer as it is engaging. And now we're asking it to engage at its long state to come up. This is all that eccentric work we're talking about. 1 more time. We pitch forward with a flat back. The leg is straight. You only go as far as you can go while maintaining neutral spine. And then you come up, round the spine. Scoop the abs, roll all the way down with a rounded back. Hands to the mat, both feet step back into our small down dog and switch legs, other foot forward. Shift your weight forward. Find a flat back. If you need to bend your knee, that's fine. I need to. Ab scoop, you're coming up with a flat back. When you reach the top, find your balance. Abs lift in and up, ribs hug together. We're hinging forward with the flat back. So the tailbone sticks up to initiate. You pitch forward, hinging at the hip. The spine is long. You go as far as you feel safe going with a straight leg. Hips and shoulders stay square, and then exhale to come back up. And it does not matter what this back leg does. 2 more times. What matters is that your hips and shoulders stay square and that your leg is straight and that you're hinging at that hip socket so that you're getting the eccentric contraction of your standing leg through the hamstrings 1 more time. Inhale to pitch forward. As far as you feel safe going, take your time. Exhale to come up. When you reach the top, look down, tuck your tail, round your spine to go all the way down. Once you're all the way down, stay in control. The hands to the mat, step into a plank position. Hold your plank, abs deepening. Pike to a downward dog from here. Drop your head. Take a breath. Make some observations about how your hamstrings feel now versus how they felt in the beginning. Walk your feet in 1 more inch. Stay there, take a breath. Walk them in another inch. Take a breath. Take your hands close to your feet. You're now in a forward fold with your feet apart. So your feet are parallel, drop the head. Look forward, find a flat back. Now in your flat back, shift your weight forward so that your heel bones could leave the floor. They're not going to. And then shift your weight back into your heels. The balls of your feet could leave the floor. Do that a couple times. And then, once you've felt that, pause in the middle. I want you to shift more of your weight into your heels and your toes. Flat back, look forward. Deep in the abdominals. Come up to a little hover and hold. Stay there for 3. Spine is long. 2, tail is reaching straight back. You're trying to arch your low back. 1, slowly find the mat with your hands and relax. Repeat it, but a little differently. Look forward, find a flat back again. Shift your weight into the balls of your feet. Arch your back as much as you can. Bring your hands up and balance. Hold. 3, back is flat. 2, sit bones are wide. Tailbone is arching up to the ceiling. 1, hands to the mat. Lower down. One more time, lift up. This time, try to keep your weight evenly distributed between the balls of your feet and the heel bones. Come up and hold. Spine is flat. So sit bones are wide. Tailbone is reaching up and back. Crown of the head is reaching forward. Just come up another inch with a totally flat back. Hold. Shift your weight a little forward. You're going to want to shift it back. Come up a little higher. Hold. Make sure you have weight in the balls and the heels. Flat, flat back. Come up a little higher. Hold. Longer spine. Come all the way up. Hinge forward with a flat back 3 times. I like to take arms by the ears. Hinging forward. Tailbone is reaching behind you. The hamstrings are drawing upright. Feel like you have more weight in your heel bones now. Shift your weight as far back in your heel bones as you can in this halfway down position. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. Hold for 1. Shift your weight forward as you come upright. 2 more times. Hinging forward with a flat back. Shift your weight into your heel bones as you go back. Only go as low as you with your chest as you can go while keeping neutral spine. And then exhale, shift your weight forward as you come up. 1 more time. Shifting forward to the flat back. This time, stay. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. Drop your arms on 1. Find the mat with your hands. Drop your head, neck, and shoulders all the way down. Take a breath here. Inhale. And then as you exhale, soften your knees, drop your head, slowly roll your spine up. Try to feel your hamstrings engaging by shifting your weight forward into the balls of your feet, abs scooping in, and then you stand all the way up. So take a moment now and just feel how ignited your legs feel. Maybe drop back into some more down dogs and feel the difference. You should feel at this point like your hamstrings can support a big stretched position, that they feel engaged as they are lengthening, and not just that you're letting go. That's how you really make your hamstrings stronger and longer, physically longer hamstrings that are more mobile and will allow you to do more grand, large ranges of motion.